Hey everyone, I go by the name of Doubtfire, and in this video, I'm going to show you step by step how to set up a gaming live stream on TikTok using TikTok Live Studio. We'll go over how to connect your TikTok account, capture your game, add your camera and microphone, arrange your stream layout, adjust your quality settings, and prepare everything before you go live. Let's get started. The first thing, obviously, you just want to make sure is having access to TikTok Live. If you're trying to stream from your desktop, then you can go ahead and click more, and you should be able to have some live tools here. If you click on it and it says you're not eligible yet, then you're not eligible. If you're trying to go live from your phone, which this tutorial probably isn't for you, then you could just hit the plus sign and then swipe over to live. But we're not doing a phone tutorial in this video. Another side note, the TikTok live eligibility could depend on your age, follower count, your region, and whether your TikTok account is in good standing or not. Once you're on your Windows computer, go ahead and open up your browser and either search for TikTok Live Studio or go to tiktok.com/studio/download. Make sure you are downloading it from TikTok directly and not from an unofficial website. Once you're on this page, go ahead and download for Windows. I already have it on my computer, so we'll see you once you have it ready. When you open up TikTok Live Studio, you will be prompted to log in with your username and password. We just did that. So once you sign in and fill out everything that you have to fill out, we're looking at this screen right here. So we're taking a look at the studio view up here. TikTok content is normally viewed vertically, but gaming content is often recorded horizontally. A portrait layout is designed for a vertical phone screen, where this landscape right here is similar to like a traditional Twitch or YouTube gaming stream. But for TikTok, a portrait layout can help your stream take up more of the viewer's phone screen. But a landscape layout may make it easier for viewers to see the entire game. This is entirely up to you. The next thing you want to do is create a gaming scene, and your scene basically controls everything that viewers will see during the live stream. So right over here where I have this general drop down is like the scene area. And I can go ahead and add in a new scene. You'll see scenes here that TikTok actually might suggest that you use. So if you're satisfied with one of these, we can call it a day. And hello, there's me right there. We can call it a day. But I'm going to show you how to manually add each one and be able to edit it to your own style. We're just going to go ahead and start with a blank template. So we're just going to click add. If you're doing a gaming stream, I advise not doing your display capture because it's going to catch whatever is on your screen. So say if your game crashes, then people can go ahead and see like your desktop, whatever is on behind your game. You can go ahead and rename your scene to whatever you want. So I'm just going to name this like Fortnite because I'm going to make this a Fortnite scene right here. We're going to go ahead and add the gameplay, microphone, computer audio, and the webcam. And we can also add in alerts, text, images, and other features. Right here, TikTok is suggesting to do your display capture. I would not do this because like say if your game crashes, then it will just show everything that is on your computer screen. If you're playing a game, what you would rather do is just click on more and then click on game capture. And then you want to add it to the right hand bottom side right here. And you have the option if you want to do any full screen game or if you want to go ahead and select a game. I do have Fortnite open right now, so we're just going to go ahead and do that and add the source. So you can see here that my source does look pretty like wide, but we're going to go ahead and leave that alone for right now. On the left hand side, I could also rename it to anything I want. So I'm just going to rename it just like Fortnite game. You could change the layout by like grabbing the corner, but I would recommend holding shift, and then that way you can control like, you know, if you want it straight up or down and not just like in all, you know, like expanded at the same time. If for some reason your game is not capturing on this, then just go ahead and do your display or your window capture. Just make sure you have anything closed that's private, including like emails, messages, personal files, whatever. Now we're going to go ahead and add a webcam. So what you want to do is click on add source and then click on camera, add that. And right here, you can go ahead and see the different camera like options here. Right now, this is actually not the correct camera. I'm going to go ahead and click on my Elgato face cam. And there we are. You could play around with some of the settings, but you can actually see like how saturated you want this. I'm kind of getting more red the more saturated I am. I also have laundry right there, so let's just ignore that. You could play around with the different contrast settings, whatever you like, that's up to you later. Apparently you could play around with your body and your makeup, which I did not know this was actually a feature, so have fun with that. I think everybody is fake now. Oh my gosh, you can make your cheeks look smaller. Another feature you could do is cut out your background. So I have my original background right here, I can also kind of like green screen it myself. Once again, go ahead and play with it. The world is your oyster. If you don't like a setting, you can always go ahead and click on settings and come back and edit. My camera did cut off some of my Fortnite games, so if you want, you can go ahead and drag where you want, if you want like Fortnite on top of it. Then you could see that my webcam is more cut off and Fortnite takes priority over the space. Now we want to go ahead and work on audio. So at the bottom right here, you'll see this audio mixer. And you can go ahead and add your microphone if you don't see it defaulted right here. Right now I'm using this microphone for this tutorial, so that's why it says the device is not connected. And then you want to add the audio that you're using to hear from, that you want your audience to hear. So right now it's connected to like my PC speakers. I don't have like a headset on right now, but if I'm interested, then I would want to go ahead to add and then go ahead and like select my like gaming headphones. If you want to make sure everything's working before you go live, you can go ahead and click test audio. You can also add text to your screen. You can go ahead and add source and then click on text and add. Select whatever font you want, and right here, you could say follow please, honestly whatever you want, and you can edit the style right here and you can drag around and place it wherever. But speaking of trying to like say follow please, you can go ahead and add a source and add a goal. And if you want to let your like followers know that you're trying to reach a certain goal, so I have 12,216 followers on TikTok. I want to get to 12,500. And you could type in like new friends goal, follower goal, whatever you want, and you can go ahead and add the source. And that can also go wherever. You can also get rid of these pretty easily. You just want to highlight over something you're not interested in. You can right click and delete, or you could select it right here and hit the trash can up there. We can leave that right there for right now. Another thing for a game like Fortnite, you might want to have some like important information showing that you want your viewers to see showing. So for example, like in Fortnite, there's a health bar. You can also add in another game capture, and then you can go ahead and select that you want Fortnite, add the source. It's going to bring up a second window. And right there, I'm going to name it like health bar. So I have the health bar right here. And then I'm going to click crop right here at the top. And I can easily just go ahead and just crop to like where the health bar is. And now I can drag and drop wherever I want this like on my stream. So I'm going to go ahead and like do that. Another thing you can do is adding scenes, a be right back or a stream starting, stream ending scene. And you could do that just by like simply just adding the scene right here. And you could just make it blank. I'm just going to go ahead and add this image right here just to show you, for example. You could just like put an image. You could put an image, or you can add another source like a video if you have like gameplay, saved on your computer. Let's just say here. And I have like a whole bunch of videos like recorded. I could select one of these and a video would play like in the background right here. This one is probably more entertaining for your viewers if you have to like step away to go to the bathroom or do whatever you need to do. Then they have something to watch on this scene rather than you idle or just text on a screen. Now you just want to make sure all your streaming settings are good to go. So you want to go ahead and click on this settings gear icon right up here. And the FPS is defaulted to 30 for me, but since I'm working on a fast-paced game, a very moving game like Fortnite, you do want to go ahead to 60. 60 does require a stronger computer and a great internet connection. If you feel like your computer or your internet can't handle it, then I would go ahead and drop this down to 30 and bring this to 720, because a 720 and a 30 FPS is a whole lot better than a lagging 1080 or 60 FPS. And for the video bitrate, I'm going to go with the recommended setting. And then you have the option if you want to delay your stream. You can go ahead and adjust your audio bitrate, but I'm going to leave it on the recommended. This is where you can change if you have your be right back or your stream starting screen. There is a screen transition effect. You can go through your chat settings. You can add moderators. You can see who you have blocked or your blocked list. You can set certain hotkeys for different things you want to happen during your stream, but we won't go through each one of those. You could decide what you would like for your stream. Once things look the way you want them to look, then you can go ahead and click on the go live. So then all you got to do is add your title, a little description that will pop up in the chat right here in the About Me. Just review your settings and then you can go live. If this video did help you out, please drop a like, consider subscribing if you're new. Peace.